Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Associate Professor Dr. Sahima, we are from Group 8. We are here to present our finding. Before we begin, let's take a look at this illustration. When we look at it, we ask ourselves, how on earth can an examiner asking different kind of animal with different capability to do the same test? Similarly, we believe as an educator, we have to take into account the diversity of our students when building up our teaching plan and assessment. That is why we, Group 8 Wise Brain Young Lecturer, choose to conduct this study. We want to get to know our students better so that we can deliver teaching and learning in a more meaningful way. Let me introduce our team members. Here we have Dr. Lina, School of Tourism, Dr. Adila, School of Economics, Dr. Yohanes, School of Technology, Dr. Muhammad Ali, School of International Studies, and last but not least, Dr. Sabri, School of Computing. I am Ali. Let me take you to our presentation. Here is our method. For this study, we work together with 10 students from various faculties chosen at random, and we use survey to get basic information about our students and WebEx to interview all of them. The interview session was held on 28 September 2021 from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Here is a list of students in our study. Now I will show you our journey in conducting this study. Here is the list of our interview questions. We have 6 questions altogether. Question 1. Could you tell me how do you study after class and when do you spend time to study? Question 2. Tell about group work. Do you like doing activity or assignment in a group? Why? Question 3. Could you describe a course that would represent the ideal learning experience for you? What is the role of lecturer, student, and assessment? Question 4. What do you think of online learning? Do you prefer online classes or do you like face-to-face classes? Why? Question 5. Do you face other issues or challenges during COVID-19? Question 6. What program that you joined at UUM help you on self-development? Would you mind suggesting other programs that may help you? Now let's move to interview session. We start our session with ice-breaking slot to break the wall between the student and us so as to facilitate our study. Now we will go into each of our findings. This is our first finding. We found that each student has a different learning style that we have to take note of. Some are visual learners and some are auditory learners, while others are kinesthetic learners. We have a good mix of students in our study. First, we have balanced numbers of male and female students, which is just amazing, 50-50. Second, we have good proportion of students from different ethnic background, 70% Malay, 20% Chinese, and 10% Indians in our study. Third, we have a student from every semester. Fourth, we have students from Peninsular Malaysia and also Borneo. That's it. Now let's move to our second finding. We found that 9 out of 10 students who joined our study belong to Gen Z. Next, we found that aside from studying, our students also engage in pastime activities which include, among others, traveling, gaming, listening to music, etc. This is our fourth finding. We found that more students like digital learning. Here are some of the quotes from our students in favor of digital learning. We also found that aside from studying, students also like doing other things. Our sixth finding, we found that some of them are auditory learners who learn better by listening and hearing. Some are visual learners who learn better by reading and seeing pictures. And also, we have students who are kinesthetic learners learning better by hands-on activities. We also found that some of our students are deep learners. Meanwhile, others are active learners. Some of them are surface learners. Some of them are passive learners. The other side, we also found that online learning is not without challenges for students. Among other things, our students mentioned that online learning is very challenging because it is difficult to connect with each other, and some of the message cannot get across effectively. Online learning is mentally exhausting and difficult to ask a lecturer for further clarification. Wi-Fi connection remain a problem, and also there were a lot of distraction. Not only it is tiring, but it's difficult to stay focused, especially after sitting in front of our laptop for hours. Challenges aside, some students also mention about the benefit of online learning, which include, among others, it allows students to multitask, attending class while playing game, attending class without having to leave the comfort of home, attending class while listening to music, and also online learning allow students to develop soft skill, especially when the assignments require students to do digital content and whatnot, and alongside with learning about other online application. That's all the finding we found in our study, that each student have a different learning style and also face different set of challenges when it comes to online learning. So we have to appreciate the diversity. Here we provide solution to accommodate different learning style of students and also problem they face in the study. First solution is for visual learning style. We suggest the use of map, flowchart, or web to organize material, highlight and colors, codebook, notes to organize and relate material, write down material on slip of paper and move them around into a proper sequence, and also have students pick out keyword and ideas in their own writing and highlight them in a different color to clearly reveal organizational pattern, draw picture or cartoon of concept, and last but not least, write out and use flashcard for review of material. Okay. For auditory learning style, we suggest that lecturer must engage the student in conversation about the subject matter, question student about the material, ask for oral summary of material, have them tape lecture and review them with you, and have them tape themselves reviewing material and listen it together, and also read material aloud to them. For kinesthetic learning style, course instructor can write out checklists for material to be learned or look, trace word and diagram on paper, use texture paper and experiment with different sizes of pen, pencil and crayon to write down information, use role play or dramatize concept. Students can move objects around to dramatize a concept or act out the concept themselves, and have students to take note on paper, word processor while reading or listening. Use some form of body movement, snapping fingers, pacing, mouthing ideas while reciting material to be learned. Now let us move to suggestion for higher education provider to help students to reach their potential. First, university can organize a workshop and discussion for lecture on the following topic. First, identifying student learning style, creating instructional media that tailor visual, auditory and kinesthetic learners. This is very important. Collecting data on teaching style of the lecturer and learning style of the student. Education away day, activity and brainstorm idea for effective and interactive lecture, seminar and tutorial. And last but not least, application of critical pedagogy and problem-solving approach in teaching and learning. That's it. We have almost come to the end of our presentation, but before we wrap the whole things up, I just want to show a couple of moments, a precious moment during our WebEx interview. Enjoy.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling alive. Tell me how to show you it's a beautiful life. I'll do anything to pull you into the light, 'cause everything will change when you open your eyes. Yeah. So don't you let the sunlight go by without you. Don't you realize how lucky we are? Open up your heart, baby, let it all go tonight. Live your life like it was running out. We're alive, we gotta scream it out. Breathe it in and feel the rush again. You're not lost, no matter where you've been. You've been trying hard just to make it alone, but I can help you, baby, let me carry the load. I'll do anything to make you see what it's like, 'cause everything is different when you open your eyes. Yeah. So don't you let the sunlight go by without you. Don't you realize how lucky we are? Open up your heart, baby, let it all go tonight. Live your life like it was running out. We're alive, we gotta scream it out.
What do you think about the video? Is it good? And well, we will end our presentation with insightful quote from Carl Jung. Know all the theory, master all the technique, but as you touch a human soul, be just another human soul. Thanks to all team members and also Associate Professor Dr. Sahimah. We have benefited enormously from attending your class, and we believe that the experience we gain here will really shape us to become a better lecturer or educators. Thank you.